Welcome to Joshua's Point of View Debate. Since this is the 13th episode, we are going to debate what the better movie franchise is. Is it Friday the 13th or A Nightmare on Elm Street? And I'm going to start off. And this is, really exciting for me. I'm a big fan of horror. And, it doesn't get much bigger than these two franchises. And growing up, all that, it was always about Freddy. It was always about Nightmare on Elm Street. And the older I got, the more I actually got into the genre. I started to appreciate Jason and that series a little bit more. I think the better villain, the better bad guy is Freddy. But I think the series as a whole, I'm going to have to go with Friday the 13th is the better one.
That is crazy, because I have the exact opinion, but the opposite outcome. I think I think Jason is the better character out of the two, but Nightmare on Elm Street, I think is the better franchise, and I have a couple of reasons why. Jason is by far, probably, when you say, the most popular character from scary movies ever.
He's
in the top 3, right?
It's Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, and Leatherface.
Yeah. And I will have to say, I think I watched all the Friday the 13th movies. I think the best one by far is still the first one. And Jason wasn't actually in the first one. They show him as a kid, I think, at the end, or she has a dream. But he's never in the first one. It was a stupid, horrible mom. And not to mention, the thing that really kind of made an easy decision for me was, my God, Jason in space? That kind of just ruined the whole anytime when a franchise that doesn't belong in space sends a character to space, it automatically loses all my respects. I mean, Leprechaun did it. Who else did that crap? Some other movie sent the characters in space. It's just, Jason's space was god awful. You ever see that crap? Jason?
There were a couple missteps for sure.
A couple of missteps. Actually, everything after he left Crystal Lake was trash. When he went to Manhattan. I feel like the only people who should go to Manhattan in movies are the Muppets. That's the only people that should have Manhattan in the title of the movie. Or the Muppets and maybe the Ninja Turtles. Jason doesn't belong in Manhattan. And he gets melted too. When did Jason become invincible? When did that start? Like in like 2 and I guess it started in 3. Because in 3 he got stabbed in the head with an axe, and I guess it made so much money they had to make him invincible then. The plot holes are thick in Jason.
You gotta suspend belief when you watch horror movies.
But that's the thing about Freddy. The beautiful thing about Freddy is that from the get-go, he attacks you in his dreams, so none of it ever really had to make much sense. In the Friday the 13th movie, you can clearly see that they had to change the story around because it was so popular that, they had to add further than, they killed the mother off, so they had to add Jason in the second one. And then after the third one, they had to make Jason invincible. It doesn't make any sense. And why the hell would they keep going back to Crystal Lake? That's the other plot hole. Like, if he was just a guy in the woods.
Why would people keep having dreams? I mean, come on.
That is true. But like, after the 5th mass murder at Crystal Lake, why would they just burn the place down or something? Why?
Well, if you watch Freddy vs. Jason.
I did. That's why Jason's better than Freddy.
I mean, Freddy pulls him in to his world. Yeah. He makes Jason pull him into his world. So Jason can be mind controlled. But at the end of that film, Jason has cut Freddy's head off. So I think it proves that Jason would be the victor.
Freddy winks, if you don't remember correctly. So how
I actually just watched that like 2 weeks ago.
How do you not know Freddy was messing with him again? And not to mention, so well. Jason Goes to Hell was so bad that they had to have Freddy make a cameo at the end. Because, yeah.
I don't know if that was Freddy. That could have been anyone's glove.
What? I don't know. Funny side note about Freddy vs. Jason. It has nothing to do with debate, but it's a good story. I saw that movie in the movie theater with me, my friend, my brother, and I actually saw it twice. And the second time around, I told my brother at the very end of the movie, you hear Chucky's laugh. Like, the Chucky laugh?
Yeah.
So, I was like, you gotta wait to the very, very end of the credits. So we sat there, we watched the whole credits, and then all the lights came on, and he was all pissed. He sat
What an asshole.
He sat there waiting just to hear a laugh, just thinking because he thought it was gonna be like a sequel, Freddy vs. Jason vs. Chucky.
Right.
It never happened, obviously. It was a good time though.
Well, the reason I went with Friday the 13th is, I thought about the remakes.
Yeah.
And the Friday the 13th remake is the better remake.
What?
And if you rewatch the originals, I feel like the Friday the 13th movies just hold up better. And
I don't know, dude. I gotta disagree with all
although
that.
I think Wes Craven's New Nightmare is underrated. I like that one a lot.
That Freddy remake was I've been watching that in my apartment. It was so bad, I actually started cleaning my apartment just so I don't, it was like, oh god.
You said the Freddy?
No, the Jason remake was so bad. Did I say Freddy? I meant the Jason remake was so bad that I was watching it and I just started cleaning my apartment because I couldn't watch it anymore.
It wasn't that bad.
It was, God, I put that right, the worst remakes ever. I put that right up there with that Rambo.
Oh no.
With the Rambo remake, man.
No way.
Oh, that shit sucked. What's wrong with you?
It had, I don't remember what the girl's name is, but she used to be a singer.
Jewel?
No, Willa Ford. You get to see her tits. They were great.
I suppose. I don't know who that is, but I guess that would make
She's the one that gets stabbed in the water.
Alright. I guess that makes the movie a classic. But hands down, Nightmare Before Elsie. Nightmare on Elm Street had Johnny Depp in one of the earlies.
His very first role.
There you go, John. Who was in Friday the 13th? So that naked chick from that band you just named.
That's all you need. But, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, are you comparing Johnny Depp, Keanu Reeves, dude?
What's that dude with the great voice?
Tom.
James Earl Jones.
He wasn't in that.
He was the original voice of Jason.
I would put a poll up about what movie franchise is better. I might. I think I will, but I think I won so many polls in the recent weeks that
You can't go wrong.
you can't go wrong, but if you had to pick one or the other, movie franchise, once again, if it's Jason versus Freddy, I would go with Jason all day, but movie franchise is, Nightmare on Elm Street is more, it's more better movies. Friday the 13th go downhill after the third one like crazy. And that remake was trash, I don't care what you say.
Well, you also gotta look at the amount of movies they made.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 10 Friday the 13th without the remake. And they only had 7 Nightmare on Elm Streets. So, obviously, more the better.
That's an awful argument. I think Ted was Jason in space, right?
Yeah.
The fact that they even included that in the series is awful.
You don't see Freddy in space.
Just think about that. The first movie was in the woods, in a cabin, and then 10 movies later, they were in space. Does that just sound awful?
He just wants his machete. Just give him back his machete.
Doesn't he become like a super shredder in that movie too?
That's what he looks like.
Yeah. How does he get so beefed up too? What was that about?
He has a lot of time on his hands. He's probably pumping some weight.
Somebody should drug test him, man. Fucking Barry Bonds or something. Alright. That was the debate. I put the poll up, link on the bottom of the page so I can win the other one.
Oh, okay.
What happened was true. The most bizarre and brutal series of crimes in America. This is the movie that is just as real, just as close, just as terrifying as being there. Even if one of them survives, what will be left? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After you stop screaming, you'll start talking about it.
Welcome to Joshua's Point of View, fictional character draft review. 2 weeks ago, we picked our teams, and now we're going to debate why we picked them and what we think about the other teams. And, I know I want to start off. My team, I still think would win, but there was a couple of choices that I made more for entertainment value than, what I thought would actually be a beneficial member of my team. The two that I should have not chosen were obviously the Joker, who has, no superpowers or anything like that, but, he is heartless and will do some outrageous things. The other pick was Harry Potter, which isn't the worst choice. It's not like I picked somebody from True Blood, but, he never, he was always had these crazy odds and he always lived, so it's not a terrible choice. But I think even with just having Batman, Superman, and Dr. Manhattan, I can win the whole thing. I think Manhattan could defeat everyone, all the other 10 people by himself. So regardless of how poor some of my choices were, I still think Superman, Dr. Manhattan, and Batman can defeat any 5-man roster that Megan and Josh came up with.
Well, I would have to disagree, and so did the fans. I won by a landslide. My team was God, Zeus, Galactus, Thanos, and the Incredible Hulk. And I think if you just take the Incredible Hulk off the team, actually, I take 2 out of those 4, I could destroy your guys' team. But that's not the debate in my eyes, because my team's so dominant. The debate in my eyes would be Megan's team versus your team.
Oh my gosh. And
when Megan drafted, we all laughed. A lot of you didn't see it because it got banned in America. It was too hot for America, the draft. But when Megan first overall pick was Underdog, me and John had a good laugh and stuff. But then I actually looked up Underdog's superpowers today. And, he has super strength, super breath, whatever that means, X-ray vision, he gets super intelligent, so many more. I think he could take on Batman. That would be one matchup. And then that slut from True Blood, Marianne something, I looked into her, she's crazy powerful. I think she could easily kick the shit out of Harry Potter. And then DR.WHO is who I think is her weakest choice. Everyone forgets how powerful the ability to time travel is. So not only could he easily kill the Joker, which is just a random dude, the fact that he could time travel, if you know the history of Dr. Manhattan, Dr. Manhattan was just a dude. He time traveled back to before he became Dr. Manhattan, boom, shoot him in the head. That's one guy. So
how does his time travel work?
That I don't know. That's why I wish Megan would say that.
You see, there's a lot of variables in this. Because if it was really, okay, we draft and then they have prep time, Batman defeats anyone with prep time. If it's just 5 people got randomly chosen and then it's a battle, okay, Batman's at a disadvantage.
Don't overhype prep time.
I don't think you look it up. Google Batman with prep time and he defeats anyone.
That doesn't even
anyone.
Doesn't make any sense.
Because he's so smart and can produce any kind of weapon specifically for his opponents. It's over. And Dr. Manhattan kills the Incredible Hulk within 3 seconds.
John, once again,
He transports him to Mars, boom, no oxygen, Hulk's dead. He's out of it.
Alright, a couple of things.
And Manhattan can just make himself multiply, and really, you only have 5 people on your team, but I have 100 Dr. Manhattans.
Why? One thing I don't want to fight about my team, John. It's a clear term. Galactus could destroy Dr. Manhattan in the snap of his fingers. God could kill Dr. Manhattan if he wanted to.
How many times in the comics has Galactus been defeated? How many times has Thanos been defeated? Now you look and see how many times Dr. Manhattan has been defeated.
Didn't he get beat in the movie?
Exactly.
Didn't he lose in the movie? The Watchmen?
Define lose.
Did he win? I don't know what happened at the end. I'm pretty sure something happened with Dr. Manhattan. Didn't he, something happened?
Basically the super smart guy tricked him.
So, good thing you got Batman on your team, because.
Right.
But
no one can fuck with Superman.
You know who's also super smart? Bruce Banner. So there you go. And who's also super smart with enough power? Underdog. He gets super intelligence with his superpower.
Fuck up. Joker would spay and neuter him. Whatever is appropriate for his
gender. Did you hear about his X-ray vision ability, John?
I don't give a fuck what he can see.
And not to mention, and once again, I'm taking my team out of it because it's too dominant, but Megan's team has Thor and Phoenix.
Okay, she ended up redeeming herself after her 2 abysmal picks to start off the draft.
I think
Phoenix is an excellent choice. Thor is a really good choice.
I think
and even DR.WHO, who is, really weak, is still a decent choice considering I picked Harry Potter.
Exactly. Thor could beat Superman.
You're fucking high.
Superman probably couldn't even pick up the hammer, number one.
He doesn't fucking need to.
Thor, he beats gods all the time, dude. Superman's no god. He's just some loser, some journalist who works for a newspaper still. Jesus, yeah. And then
not only can he defeat everyone, he has a fucking full-time job. Let's see Thor or Zeus do that. They couldn't.
Thor, he's with the Times. He doesn't work for a newspaper. He works for a blog. He runs a blog. And, Dark Phoenix could easily beat Dr. Manhattan if she was Dark Phoenix. She is just Phoenix. But, how different could they be? Right?
Well, this was probably my favorite segment or anything that we've ever done.
I'm sure they really enjoyed it in Canada.
And it's unfortunate that more people didn't get to, but when you have such ability, it's too hot for TV. It's too hot for it's too hot when it's too hot for the internet.
Yeah, man, when YouTube bans it for being too hot for America, you know what's good draft. You don't see the NFL draft get banned from America, do you?
You don't. So I hope we bring this back in the future. Maybe we can tweak it a little bit so I'm not so fucking stupid and pick Harry Potter.
Maybe. And maybe I can help not get banned in America by using less Kid Rock songs in that episode.
And maybe when we do a poll, people can vote
but just before
the
we
right
go,
way, not just randomly, because obviously that's what happened.
Before we go, I just want to go over the results one last time.
It was too hard to vote. It wasn't clear.
Exactly. Joshua 63%, Megan 22%, and then John 15%. I don't really think that even adds up to 100, but that's what.
Well, it wasn't that you could only vote once, because obviously Josh voted from his iPad, his phone, and his home computer
right, man.
Multiple times.
Yes.
But there's absolutely no fucking way Megan's team should have gotten more votes than mine. So.
Did you not hear about Underdog superpowers, John?
I don't care if you guys whore yourself out on Twitter and everything. Oh, vote for my team.
I never see Megan even post anything. Honestly.
Should vote on star power of the person's team.
Right.
I know since it's Joshua's point of view, everyone's like, oh, he's gotta have the best team.
Right. Yeah.
So.
That God guy. Highly overrated.
Right.
Alright. Well, that was the review of the fictional character draft. I see you guys in hell.
Good evening. and welcome to another episode of Grave Encounters.
Psychiatric hospitals like this were seen as sort of a dumping ground for embarrassing family members rather than a place that they could go to actually get help.
Many of them were severely disturbed. It's truly frightening.
I swear to God that I saw someone right at the end of the hall there.
And he swears that someone pushed him off the ladder.
So you guys see this window here? I lock it up real good at night. Come back in the morning, sometimes this thing's wide open.
Tonight, my crew and I, using the most sophisticated in ghost hunting equipment,
We're in search of definitive proof of spirits that were unsettled in life
and possibly unsettled in the afterlife. Is there someone here with us?
What if this is something real?
Did you get that?
TC, you rolling, man? I'm gonna document everything because when we get out of this place, people are gonna want to see this.
Matt and Houston are gone. We just need to focus on finding a way out. Houston, something over there. Where are
Hey, who are you? How come you're in here?
Hello, I'm THERESA Masters. I am known around town as a comedic actress, stand-up comedian, writer. The only thing I have to promote right now is my friend Mark's St. Louis Comedy Connection Improv Student Showcase, which is April 13th at 2715 Cherokee, the old Improv Trick, if you know where that is, at 7 p.m. And even if you're not a student this round, you're more than welcome to come and jam with other improvisers. If you know John Herman, he'll be in town. And also, there will be classes starting up in May, improv, stand-up classes with St. Louis Comedy Connection, and you can check out www.STLComedyConnection.com or call 314-216-1961. Hangman. Man, that's a tough one. There's so many good ones. I'm going to say, well, my favorite story is the one about the 52 Daves. But I think that's in a compilation, an anthology. Is that okay? I've been thinking about my Dr. Seuss answer, and I would like to recant. The truth is that my favorite Dr. Seuss related story is a parody I wrote called Hootin' Here's a Hoe. That's my favorite. I'm going to have to go with the Great War. I mean, it was a great war, so it must have been the best. That's World War I. The most dangerous dance is the dance of death. Gonzo.